Have you ever watched a video online that made you stop everything and think, wait, did she really just say that? Well, that's exactly what has been happening across South African social media. A South African woman recently shared a series of passionate videos discussing illegal immigration, the government, South Africa's history, and what she believes the country's future should look like. Her videos have sparked plenty of discussion, with supporters praising her courage and critics accusing her of oversimplifying complex issues. So today we are not here to attack her or defend her. Instead, we are going to break down what she actually said, separate facts from opinion, and look at the bigger picture. Because in today's social media world, it's incredibly easy to mistake confidence for evidence. But before we break it down, let's listen to what she had to say. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Now let's get back to the video.
Our president, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, tried to address the nation on the issue of uncontrolled illegal migration last night. We are all in agreement that he said a whole lot of nothing. But in his speech, there is something that did not go unnoticed, at least by me. This was a veiled threat directed at our anti-illegal migration leadership. This was repeated at least twice during his speech, if I am not mistaken. In the past, some government officials have articulated the same. So I thought I will take this opportunity to make our government officials aware of something. Unfortunately, this may come as a surprise to them because they have lost the ability to read the mood of the people they claim to lead. Jacinta is no longer an individual. She transcended that status a long time ago. Jacinta is now the people of South Africa. If you are threatening Jacinta with whatever it is that you are trying to threaten her with, you are effectively threatening the people of South Africa. And you will be doing so at your own peril. If you touch Jacinta, you will be igniting a fire that will never be quenched, a fire that will be spoken of for generations to come, that will be spoken of until the earth disappears and the heavens are rolled back like a scroll. We need not remind our government that the people of South Africa faced a mighty and a very well-resourced apartheid South African police force head-on, and they came up on top. South Africans are not socialized to walk away from a fight. The determination to triumph against all forms of adversity is in the DNA of South Africans. So I would like to caution government officials. I would like to advise them to stop threatening the people of South Africa, to stop threatening our anti-illegal migration leadership with imprisonment, with the full might of the law, with applying constitutional prescripts. South African people have time and time again articulated their rejection of our so-called world-class constitution because it has done nothing to protect the interests of the people of South Africa, but instead is used by foreign nationals and some dubious human rights organization to further their own narrow and selfish interests. The ANC are glory-stealing thieves who came back from exile at the dawn of democracy and stole the glory that rightfully belonged to the people of South Africa, the poorest of the poor. The month of June is Youth Month in South Africa. I am making this video for the purposes of alerting the young people of South Africa today to the truth that has been distorted over many years. They must tell this truth to their children and their children's children, so that the memory of the ANC may be permanently erased from the minds of future generations for their betrayal of the hopes and dreams of the people of South Africa. Contrary to popular belief, the ANC did not bring liberation to South Africa, and neither did our late President Nelson Mandela, who was languishing in prison for the longest time. Both were simply the face of the struggles of the people of South Africa, locally and internationally. Truth be told, In June 1976, when Soweto Uprisings erupted, the ANC was all but dead in exile. The Soweto Uprisings, driven by teenage school children, quickly spread throughout the country. Throughout the 80s, riots erupted every second day in every corner of the country, making the country completely ungovernable. That, combined with international pressure and the country's isolation, is what brought us to the brink of democracy in 1994. Thank you, Soweto. We will never forget you for your bravery and what you did for our land. Your bravery is what brought us to 1994. The youth of 1976 were the modern-day teenage King David, facing the giant Goliath of that time with nothing but stones. Seemingly powerless against the mighty, well-resourced South African police force, some decided to leave the country and go into exile, not to find employment, not to start businesses, not to sell drugs, not to prostitute their women, not to steal the infrastructure and change the social construct of those countries, but to be trained to fight and source weapons to come back and face the South African police force of that time. When they got into exile, believe me, this is a true story. Lo and behold, they found the ANC fast asleep, snoring even. They had even forgotten that there was a country called South Africa. Young people, teenagers, jolted them from their deep sleep. But nilele, niyahona. Our land back home is on fire, nina nilele. This is how the ANC was woken up from their deep sleep. Throughout the 80s, the ANC and political prisoners in Robben Island were heavily promoted inside the country and became the face of the struggle. The people inside the country worked tirelessly to make the country ungovernable, forcing the apartheid government to enter into talks. This is the reason why the ANC slogan at the dawn of democracy, just before the first election, their slogan was Sekunjalo, vote ANC. That is because the people of the land had been primed over the preceding 10 to 20 years to vote for the ANC. The ANC came back from exile, masqueraded as the true liberators of the people, and stole the glory from the people of South Africa. In 1996, they delivered to the people of South Africa the most godless constitution on the face of the earth, praised by the ungodly as the best constitution in the world. The people of South Africa gained their freedom and lost their relationship with God. And that is what has brought us to where we are. Looking back, I sometimes wonder what made us think that these dishonest, glory-stealing thieves were not going to steal from poor people and rob the government coffers blind. South Africans, you beautiful, adorable, amazing nation. This video is for all South Africans. Kindly share it, and may every South African receive and hear this very important message. The 30th of June is around the corner. Victory for South Africans is written in the stars. It has been decreed, ordained, and is ours for the taking. As the day approaches, be careful. The enemy will start whispering lies in our ears. He will entice us to believe that the quickest way to drive illegal migrants out of the land is through use of violence. The enemy is a liar and a thief. These are the lies he will tell us in order to rob us of the victory that God has already ordained for the people of South Africa. We must not fall for it. The devil will use every arsenal at his disposal to force us to engage in violence. He will use our government officials to insult us, to taunt us, to threaten us. We have already seen them dancing in that very dangerous space. He will use foreign nationals, both within the country and outside the country, to provoke us, to taunt us, to insult us. We must not fall for these lowly tactics. We are no longer an ordinary people. We are a chosen nation, a special people, divinely chosen to fulfill God's purpose for the continent of Africa. This is a huge responsibility. The 30th of June is not a day for stealing, for looting, for shedding blood. We are a higher people. We do not operate in those low spaces anymore. Anyone who engages in violence on that day is an enemy of the South African people, is an enemy of the hard work that Jacinta, Phakela, and Gizwe have done at huge cost to their lives, is an enemy of the revival that God has ordained for the continent. Believe me, you do not want to be on the wrong side of history. I will tell you what the 30th of June is about. The 30th of June is the day the people of South Africa will raise their voices and remind our good-for-nothing ANC-led government, and remind all corrupt, incompetent, and greedy African leaders and politicians across the continent of Africa that God is sovereign over all the kingdoms of the earth. He sets them up and He destroys them at His will. Their days of walking all over the dreams and aspirations of the African people are numbered. The 30th of June is the day South Africans will make known to the ANC that God will soon give them the mind of an animal, the animal that they are. Like Nebuchadnezzar, He will soon send them out into the wilderness, where they will eat grass like cattle, until they acknowledge that God is God, that God is sovereign over all the kingdoms of the earth. He will not be mocked. The 30th of June is the day when all believers will stand up, raise their voices, praise and thank God for the revival He has decreed and ordained for the continent of Africa, and for making South Africa His instrument of love, kindness, and mercy towards the African people. Migrants will go home. They will rid their countries of corrupt, incompetent, and greedy politicians. The name of South Africa is splashed across the blue skies of the African continent. Forward we go, with the Lion of Judah family behind us. God bless South Africa. God bless the people of South Africa. There is a video that I am going to reach of our continent and future generations.
One of her biggest themes in her videos is illegal immigration. She argued that South Africa has failed to control illegal immigration and believes that government has not taken strong enough action. She also praises activists campaigning against illegal immigration and warns government officials against targeting or intimidating them. Now, it's worth pointing out that concerns about illegal immigration are not unique to South Africa. Many countries debate how to balance border security, economic needs, public safety, and human rights. South Africa has experienced significant migration from neighboring countries for decades, and while many migrants are in the country legally, they are also undocumented migrants. Exactly how many is difficult to determine because estimates vary widely. She also argued that citizens have become frustrated because they feel government institutions are not responding effectively. Whether someone agrees or disagrees with that opinion depends largely on their own experiences and political views. There is no single answer that satisfies everyone. Another major point she makes is about President Cyril Ramaphosa's speech. She says his remarks were vague and interprets some of his comments as indirect threats towards the leaders of anti-illegal immigration's campaign. Here's where it's important to separate facts from interpretation. The president did deliver remarks addressing illegal immigration and related issues. However, whether his words amounted to a threat is a matter of personal interpretation. Different listeners reach different conclusions after hearing the same speech. The woman also spends a great deal of time discussing South African history, especially the struggle against apartheid. She argued that ordinary South Africans, particularly the youth involved in the 1976 Soweto Uprising, deserve far more credit for ending apartheid than the ANC or Nelson Mandela. She believes the ANC became the public face of a struggle that was actually driven by countless ordinary citizens. This topic deserves careful historical context. It is historically accurate that the 1976 Soweto Uprising became a turning point in South African history. The bravery of students inspired resistance throughout the country and drew worldwide attention to apartheid. It's also true that internal resistance, international sanctions, economic pressure, labor movements, religious organizations, civic groups, underground activists, and international solidarity all contributed to the eventual end of apartheid. However, more historians describe South Africa's liberation as the result of many different forces working together. That includes internal activists, youth movements, trade union, community organizations, international pressure, the ANC in exile, other liberation movements, and leaders such as Nelson Mandela. So while it's fair to highlight the importance of ordinary South Africans, it's far more controversial to claim that one group deserves all the credit while another deserves virtually none. Historically, it's usually more complicated than social media allows. The speaker also criticizes South Africa's constitution, arguing that it has failed to protect ordinary citizens and instead benefits foreign nationals and certain advocacy organizations. This is clearly an opinion rather than an established fact. South Africa's constitution is internationally respected for its strong protection of human rights and equality before the law. At the same time, many South Africans argue that constitutional rights alone cannot solve challenges like unemployment, crime, corruption, or service delivery. Whether the constitution itself is the problem or whether implementation is the issue remains a major political debate. Toward the end of her videos, she repeatedly urges South Africans not to respond with violence. In fact, despite using very emotional language throughout her message, she tells supporters not to loot, not to attack anyone, and not to be provoked. Instead, she encourages peaceful action and lawful protest. That distinction matters. Political messages often become heated online, but encouraging people to avoid violence is an important part of responsible public discussion. She also presents her views throughout a deeply religious lens, describing South Africa as having a special purpose or suggesting that political events are part of God's plan. These statements reflect personal religious beliefs rather than facts that can be objectively verified. People of faith may agree with her perspective, while others may see national events through political, economic, or historical lenses instead. Perhaps the biggest lesson from these videos isn't about immigration or politics at all. It's about how we consume information. Passionate speakers are often persuasive because they sound absolutely certain, but certainty is not the same as evidence. Whether you agree with this woman completely, disagree with her entirely, or find yourself somewhere in the middle, it's worth asking a few simple questions. What parts of this argument are supported by historical evidence? Which parts are personal opinion? Are complex problems being reduced to simple answers? And the most importantly, have I listened to different perspectives before reaching my conclusion? South Africa faces very real challenges: crime, unemployment, corruption, infrastructure problem, immigration policy, economic inequality, and public trust in government are all legitimate issues that deserve serious discussion. But solving them requires careful thinking, accurate information, and respectful debates rather than simply choosing sides. At the end of the day, democracy depends on citizens who ask questions, verify claims, and are willing to hear opposing viewpoints. Whether this viral video changes your mind or not, hopefully it encourages you to dig deeper into the issues shaping South Africa today. Because informed citizens make stronger democracies, and thoughtful conversations will always take us further than angry shouting matches on social media. That's it for the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Until next time, adios.